Hi, Marie here from Pottery Crafters. In this video, I'm going to share 21 hand building tips that will help you with your basics and elevate your pottery skills. All the supplies and videos mentioned are listed for you in the show notes below. I'll start with the most basic but most important tip: choosing the right clay body for hand building. When choosing a clay body for your project, you'll want to consider factors such as shrinkage rate, workability of the clay, the firing temperature, and the size and form of your work. Earthenware and stoneware clay are the most popular clay bodies for hand building. From my experience, I found using grog with these clay bodies to be better for hand building. The grog helps increase the clay's workability, holds the clay structure up better during building, has a lower shrinkage rate, and reduces warping and cracking. Both earthenware and stoneware clay bodies are good choices. The one you choose will depend on your firing temperature and uses. Tip number 2, invest in a good work table. It's smart to have a good, strong, dedicated work table. A work table like this one has numerous benefits. It has wheels that lock. It's built well enough to wedge and slam clay around. This table is adjustable. It allows me to sit or stand when working, which is a big plus because working on pottery can take hours, and sitting or standing too long can get uncomfortable. Tip number 3, having a good work surface. The best surface for hand building clay needs to have some grip to prevent the clay from sliding and prevent the clay from sticking to the surface. It also needs to be somewhat absorbent, but not too much so that it doesn't dry out your clay too fast. The good news is there are many surfaces to choose from. I have an article on my Pottery Crafters website showing 7 of the best surfaces for hand building. I left the link for you below in the show notes. My personal choice is wood, but you may find a better surface that works better for you. Tip number 4, wedging your clay. For me, wedging clay is the least liked task, but I know it's the most important. Even if you have a pre-wedged bag of clay, you don't know how long it's been sitting in the bag, and the consistency can become uneven. Wedging ensures an even consistency throughout the clay and eliminates air bubbles, if you do it right. Doing this reduces chances of encountering problems during various stages of hand building. You can use multiple methods of wedging your clay, such as the spiral, the stack and slam, and the ram's head. Regardless of your chosen method, the goal is to create a smooth, homogeneous clay free of air pockets and lumps. To learn more about each wedging technique, you can check out my video on how to wedge clay. I left the link for you below. Tip number 5, maintain even thickness. Keeping the clay's thickness consistent while hand building pottery is better for preventing cracks during drying and firing. When working with slabs, coiling, or pinch pots, make sure you try to maintain an even thickness throughout. Of course, slab rollers are the best for hand building. Slab rollers come in various types, such as the full-size standalone one, which gives you the ability to make larger slabs of clay, or the smaller tabletop slab rollers like this one. They work well, especially if you don't have a lot of space or a big budget. You can also use a rolling pin with 1/4 of an inch thick rulers on each side. Choose the one that fits best for your workspace and budget. By focusing on and maintaining an even thickness when hand building, you can help avoid cracking and ensure a more durable piece. Tip number 6, compress your clay. Compressing your clay is another essential step in hand building. This helps to align the clay particles, giving your clay a smooth surface, and also helps to prevent cracks. I like to use a rubber rib to smooth the surface of the clay. Apply even pressure across the surface of the clay. This not only helps compress the clay, but also removes any imperfection and gives your clay a nice finish. Make sure to turn your slab over so that the clay particles align on both sides. Tip number 7, use a ruler. While it might seem trivial, use your ruler to set a mark before cutting the clay slab or coils. A ruler can be indispensable in forming straight lines and perfect right angles, especially in my case because I could never draw a straight line. Tip number 8, use a wire bevel clay cutter tool. This tool is a versatile and essential piece of equipment for any potter who wants to achieve a good angle cut for joining clay. The wire bevel cutter tool is easy to use and allows a range of cutting angles. It's great for hand building. Tip number 9, templates for slab building. Using templates in slab building can greatly enhance your pottery projects, especially if you want to create consistent shapes and sizes. Templates can make your hand-built pottery look more polished. In addition to the standard shapes and forms, you may consider making your own templates. Don't be afraid to experiment with templates. As your skills improve, you'll find it easier to create stunning ceramic pieces with consistency and precision. Tip number 10, experiment with textures. You can add textures to your slab before assembling your piece. One way to create textures in your clay is to use carved rolling pins to create cool patterns. Incorporating a variety of textures adds depth and interest to your creations, making them visually appealing. Experimenting with different textures enhances the beauty of your pottery pieces. Tip number 11, use a banding wheel. Banding wheels allow you to turn your work as you're making your pottery piece and joining your pieces together. When using a banding wheel, you can hold a brush or other tool against the clay while you're rotating the surface to create a consistent and even design. This is particularly useful when creating symmetrical patterns or adding intricate details to your piece. Banding wheels come in a variety of sizes and styles, so you can choose the one that's right for you. Tip number 12. Keep your clay moist as you're hand building. Clay can dry out while you're working with it, which can make it difficult to mold and shape. Keep a misting spray bottle handy while working. Use the spray bottle to mist the clay gently when it starts to dry out. Another handy technique to keep your clay moist is to cover it with plastic. This helps to prevent the air from drying out the clay while you're working on a project, or if you take a break. Tip number 13, fixing small cracks. Noticing small cracks in your pottery can be disheartening, but don't worry. Fixing these imperfections is part of the hand building process. If you're bending your clay and notice small cracks, use slip or just a little bit of water to smooth out the imperfections. Be gentle with your touch and don't apply too much pressure. Tip number 14, score and slip. When working with clay, it's essential to create a strong bond between the pieces. To achieve this, it's best to score and slip your clay. Roughen both surfaces to be joined by scratching them with a needle tool or a serrated tool. You can use a brush or your fingers to coat the scored surface with slip. This wet clay will act as glue, filling the grooves and binding the two pieces together. For more information about slip, check out my video on 21 pottery clay slip questions answered. Tip number 15, reinforce the corners of your hand building project. It's best to reinforce the corners by lining them with a flattened coil of clay. The size of the flat coil will depend on the size of your project, but it should be thin enough to fit in the corner without distorting the shape of your piece. You want to make sure that the coil blends into the corner of your piece. Reinforcing your corners with clay will add extra support and help prevent cracking. It's a simple but effective technique that can make a big difference. Tip number 16, use molds and supporting forms. When you're hand building pottery, especially large pieces, using supporting forms like molds can be incredibly helpful. Molds are available in various shapes and sizes, allowing you to create a wide range of pottery designs with consistent results. Tip number 17, using a clay extruder. You can significantly enhance your hand building experience with a clay extruder, especially if you're new to crafting pottery. Clay extruders are the perfect tool for making coils, handles, and decorative elements with ease. Handheld extruders are user-friendly and portable, making them an excellent choice for beginners. As you become more comfortable with using the clay extruder, you can experiment with various dyes and techniques to enhance your pottery creations even further. Tip number 18, storing your unfinished clay projects. This is crucial to prevent your project from drying out when you have to pause and you want to continue working on it later. There are a few things you can do. Wrap any unused slab of clay tightly in plastic to prevent them from drying out. Keep your work in progress moist by spraying and covering it with a plastic wrap or a damp cloth. Periodically check your stored projects to ensure that they maintain their moisture levels. If you notice signs of drying or cracking, apply a light mist of water with the mister sprayer bottle. Tip number 19, avoid sharp edges. When using a knife or needle tool to cut your clay, remember to smooth the edges of the clay pieces to avoid sharp or rough areas. To do this, you can use a sponge or your fingers. Gently rub along the edge of the slab to create a more smooth, rounded shape. It's well worth investing in a little extra time and effort to smooth out your edges. Tip number 20, understanding clay shrinkage. During the drying and firing process, clay shrinks due to the loss of water layers. When you're working on your clay piece, always keep the clay shrinkage in mind. Knowing the shrinkage percentage will allow you to create the pieces that end up the desired size after firing. Tip number 21, drying and preventing cracks. Drying your pottery is a critical step that must be done properly to avoid cracks in your creations. So you want the water to evaporate slowly and evenly to prevent pressure from being put on the clay particles from the wet and dry clay. To ensure the clay dries evenly, you should allow the pottery to dry slowly. This means covering the greenware loosely with a plastic bag for a few days. If the pottery piece is left out in the open, the rim will dry faster than the sides and the base of the pottery. By following these tips, you can create beautiful and unique pieces that showcase your creativity and skill. Remember to experiment with different techniques and tools, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. They can often lead to new discoveries and techniques. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notified when a new video comes out. Hand building is a great way to explore the possibilities of clay and create pieces that are truly one of a kind. And these tips can help you take your pottery building skills to the next level. You watching helps me to make more videos like this one. Now head on over to my How to Prevent Pottery Clay from Cracking While It's Drying video, or my How to Make a Clay Basket video. If you do, I get to play with more clay. Let's stay dirty.